Welcome to Retirement Key Radio with Abe Abish.
Abe, you talk over and over about income on this show because the focus of your practice is helping people near and in retirement figure out that mind shift of them being paid by an employer to them paying themselves. That can be tough sometimes.
Right. We've worked all of our working careers, Kristen, just working for the man, so to speak, and just working 10, 20, 30, 50 years of our lives and accumulating and spending all this time working so hard. And it's one thing to have an accumulation plan. It's another thing to have an income plan. Mm-hmm. And we need to turn all that money we've saved into an income plan and income streams that we can enjoy in retirement.
The Motley Fool, they say one of the best ways to get through a recession is to have multiple sources of income. Now, they're talking about people who are still working in this article I looked at, Abe, but isn't that also true for folks who are retired already?
Oh, absolutely. The both, Kristen. I would say the both. We just helped a couple. They live in Annandale, Virginia, and they're in their early 50s with about 10 years left to work. And they've already done really well for themselves. They both work for the government. They both have TSPs. Mm-hmm. They've saved about $1.5 million already. And in their TSPs, they're not even using the traditional part of the plan and taking those deductions. They're actually contributing all to the TSP Roth because they want to create as much tax-free income in retirement as possible.
Okay.
And they're really concerned with the country's national debt and taxes being a problem and taxes being higher down the road. So one big income stream for them when they retire is going to be their Roth TSPs and the Roth IRAs. They've got the TSP Roths. They've got Roth IRAs as well that they're doing conversions into. We also help them set up some indexed universal life insurance. We call it IUL for short. Those are life insurance policies where if structured properly, you can put money into those policies. They create a death benefit, obviously, sometimes with long-term care too, but you can turn those cash values into a tax-free income stream for yourself in retirement as well. Mm-hmm.
I have had a lot of family things going on, as you and I have discussed off the air, and It's forced me to say, hey, Mom, Dad, we need to talk about some things. I need to better understand what's happening, what is where, how much, and how it works. Sat down with my father and went through everything, and there was one of those thingies you're talking about right now in there. And I said, oh, okay, so if you pass away, there's this, but you can also draw this. This is what Abe talks about on the radio.
Right. That's right. Yeah, it's kind of like a hybrid, life insurance policy product where you've got a death benefit. You can spend down the entire death benefit while you're alive for a living need like long-term care. You also have tax-free cash values that can be pulled out tax-free if structured properly. So when we were looking at some of those things, I mentioned, hey, you can, there's potential here for a 5%, 6% gross return before the cost. And he's like, tax-free? I said, yeah. I said, tax-free. He's like, a 6% potential tax-free return gets me hot.
Oh my gosh,
because
how
look,
goofy, I love it.
The potential for a 6% tax-free return is really equivalent to 7.5%, maybe 8% taxable return. But it wasn't just those accounts that they've set up for themselves. They've got the TSPs. They've got rental real estate. They've got stock market income that they'll be able to generate. They'll have federal pensions, Social Security. They're investing in tax liens right now as well. I mean, they're going to have 5, 6, 7 streams of income in retirement. I love what they've done. Because it's very important to be diversified when it comes to all your investments, and they are really diversifying well. They are also diversifying from taxes, as opposed to just having all of your money in the traditional TSP or traditional 401k plans and IRAs. They're already starting to do conversions and contribute to the TSP Roths so that all of their money is not going to be taxed as they pull it out.
Okay.
I just love what they're doing. I mean, they've set themselves up in a really great way already at $1.5 million saved in their early 50s, another 10 years to work. I told them, I said, look, I really feel like you guys are going to be in a fantastic position. And they just get it. They get it. And, they were coming to us for other ideas. It's this type of saver and investor, I feel like, Kristen, that really does the best in life because, look, they've already done well, yet they're calling into our show for more ideas, and they're calling in to get more ideas and to implement things in their plan that they hadn't already implemented. I just thought it was fantastic.
Everyone knows that the more you know, the more you can accomplish. And this couple clearly is on board with that. They've done well, but hey, can we do better? That's the question you are probably asking yourself. And yes, you can always call Abe and the team and get a second opinion of your retirement. They're happy to help you with that. But this weekend, we thought it would be helpful to make available a book called Stress-Free Retirement that tells the stories of folks like you and I and these couples that have used strategies similar to this to achieve their own version of a stress-free retirement. Abe has all different ways that he can help you and be a resource at no charge at all. Find out more and connect at retirementkeyradio.com. We've all heard the advice, when the market is dropping, don't torture yourself by checking your accounts every single day. Remember, you're in it for the long haul. But Morningstar's Christine Benz says that there are times you should check your accounts more often, and one of those times is right now.
Especially now that the dust has settled a little bit, it's a good time to check up on the viability of your retirement plan. The gold standard in doing that is to sit down with a financial planner who will look at your total plan, will look at your total budget, your cash flow, how much you have set aside in retirement assets, and will give you some concrete strategies for coping with the current volatility.
I think it's a great idea, Kristen. I mean, especially given the current situation and economic environment where the market's pretty darn volatile. In March, we had such a big drop, and April, big time month, up, and now there's the big unknown. And if this bear market is like most other bear markets, then I think we're in for a pretty nasty and ugly fall. That's just our opinions. And, we're just trying to make everybody that we come in contact with aware that there's a possibility for that. If you're just sitting down at the kitchen and dining room table having dinner and you think everything's peachy and you think we've hit the lows and you think we're coming out of this right now, I don't think that's the case. I could be totally wrong and nobody knows the future, but just knowing what all your options are, regardless of what does happen in the future, is a great thing to do. And so a good example of this is that we just hosted what we call a virtual town hall, Kristen, and basically like a webinar meeting.
Yeah.
And we had about 35 to 40 people on it this past Thursday evening. A lot of clients were on it and a lot of prospective clients who are considering working with us. And we were just sharing our insight as to what we think will happen here in the near future, the rest of 2020, what we think the recovery will look like. Again, we could be totally wrong, but let's make sure we're prepared as much as possible from all angles. So as far as getting a review done, if you're a current client of ours, we're reaching out to, and have reached out already over the last 60 days to all of our clients. And, some situations don't need to be reviewed, but many do. And whether you're making a change now or not, it's still really good. And I think gives a lot of people comfort to just talk through your situation. Like, hey, how have my accounts done? Did I lose money? Did I make money? Where do I stand? Am I really should I continue to take on the risk that I was taking before all this happened? Should I buy more? Should I sell? Just talking through all these things and then talking about other things too, other than the market. Like, hey, do you still think it's a good age for me to take Social Security at this time and my pension? And just going through all those situations, I think it's a really good idea to do all of that. And we call it, on this radio show, a where do I stand plan. Matter of fact, a lot of our clients that end up working with us are working already with somebody in the area. But what we find is that very few firms can do everything really well. So they say, you know what, I'm hearing things on your show that I'm not hearing on the other shows, that I'm not hearing from my advisor. Why aren't they talking to me about when it's best to take Social Security, about sequence risk and planning for RMDs and long-term care, tax planning and Roth conversions? Well, I'm not getting talked to about that, and that's why I'm calling you guys for a comprehensive retirement income plan and a second opinion put together. So I think it's a fantastic time to do that.
Find out more at retirementkeyradio.com.
Financial professionals are not licensed in all 50 states. To find out if Abraham Abish is licensed in your state, please call 571-577-9968. Abish Financial Services is not affiliated with nor endorsed by the Social Security Administration or any other government agency and does not provide legal or tax advice. Annuity guarantees rely solely on the financial strength and claims-paying ability of the issuing insurance company. By contacting us, you may be provided with information about insurance and annuity products offered through Abraham Abish, NPM number 770-3575.